Pray for a swift death.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I have a few different topics here to talk about. Some of these topics is going to be kind of controversial because there's some things that happens. Sometimes, every once in a while, something will happen in the community and I just shake my head and think, why is this person saying this or doing this? And we have one of those situations we're going to be talking about today. It's like, we're going to get into that. But before we do, I want to talk about this tweet from Arslan Ash. It says, KOF has helped me improve a lot in Tekken. Someone responds and says, in which aspects? Arslan says, patience and reactions are the main two aspects. Now, I didn't really notice it, but I kind of feel the same thing. You guys know I like to play a lot of Call of Duty and a lot of Smite. One thing about Smite, well, for those of you who don't know, Smite is basically like League of Legends, but the main difference is instead of the camera being overhead, the camera is third person, it's behind you, right? That's the main difference between the two games. But when you're playing Smite, you have to be very strategic in what you do. You have to have a game plan, and you also have to be aware of what your opponent's game plan may be. For example, I'll throw out a quick scenario to some of you guys. So let's say I'm all the way on the left side of the map. It's a one-on-one between me and the opponent, and my 4 teammates is on the right side and his 4 teammates is on the right side. Now I have two options. One, I can fight this person one-on-one, or I can race this person across the map to help out my teammate. It's like those kind of scenarios where you have to think about your gameplay and what you're going to do and how you want to do it. It's like there's so much potential in there. And when you bring that sort of mindset, that Smite dynamic gameplay back into Tekken, it really helps you break down some of the barriers that I've come across. Something that I often fall in the trap of is becoming very, very repetitive. I do the same moves, I do the same attacks, even if it's not working, even if I'm getting launched, punished every single time. And playing Smite, playing other video games, not only help me digest what I'm doing wrong in Tekken, but it also helps me adapt quicker. One thing that I notice is that when I am going up against someone who's either powerful or they're playing a powerful character, I'm quicker on my toes now. I don't just get completely blown out and lose and I'm stuck there scratching my head like what happened. The main reason why I want to talk about that tweet from Arslan Ash is because sometimes we have to take a break. Sometimes I think it's important to play different games so we can get different aspects, different angles, different perspectives on things. This tweet from Arslan Ash made me think about my gameplay and how playing other games help and hinder that, right? But enough of that. Let's talk about the next tweet. When I said at the beginning that you guys may be upset, this is what I'm talking about. We're going to be talking about Lil Majin again. And before I get into it, I have to say, I'm not criticizing him as a person. This is solely about Tekken 7, like a counter argument to what he's saying. Because I actually like Lil Majin. When it comes to tournaments and when it comes to Tekken 7 esports, Lil Majin, Jimmy J Tran, of course Arslan Ash, iMusician, those are some of my favorite people to watch in tournament. I think those are the most hype players to watch. Lil Majin says on Twitter, this is March 13th, are you telling me it's too late to add this outfit as a DLC preset to Tekken 7? I don't know about you guys, but if Bamco released this outfit tomorrow for $20, then I buy it with the quickness. First off, there's two problems that I have with this. First off, when you talk about Tekken 7 and the state that it's in, a lot of people want Tekken 7 to do a final balance update. What makes us even more salty is Street Fighter V got theirs. I don't think it's out just yet, but they're getting a whole new rework. Like, so many characters are getting buffed. I don't know if Luke is getting nerfed, but they're getting music, they're getting customization, they're getting so much added to the game in its definitive update. We want that for Tekken 7. Also, Tekken 7 has so many problems, and for Lil Majin to be saying that he would pay for skins, even without those problems being addressed, that's part of the problem. That's why Michael Murray and Harada, they don't feel any pressure to fix the game, right? You have people like Lil Majin, who's a very big voice in the Tekken community, he's completely ignoring all of the issues, and he's saying, yeah, I'll pay for skins, and not only will I pay for skins, I'll pay $20 for them. This here is a part of a problem. Now, this skin that he's talking about is from Tekken Mobile. This skin is actually really nice. And when you're talking about Tekken 8, I do want them to add in a bunch of old skins, right? You have this skin, you have skins from Tekken 4, you have so many great skins from so many different characters. And I think it's a tragedy that those skins are sort of lost in time. One of the famous things Harada said, I covered it already, but he says, we don't like revisiting old skins because it's like old, it's like been there, done that. We like focusing ahead. And I think that's sort of a bad way to look at you know, past content. So I do hope some skins make it into the game, but what I don't hope is that those skins have a $20 price tag. Now, going back to Smite just added a new update, a new battle pass, and a part of the battle pass, they added a new skin for Izanami. Izanami is a god that's really powerful in the game. She got nerfed, but she's still pretty powerful. Now, the skin for her is really cool. It's 4 skins in one. So each time you dash, it alternates between one of the skins. And also the skin, as you progress, as you level up, the skin sort of evolves and changes, which is really cool. But the thing about the skin, it's $70. That is outstanding. And there is some other things that comes with that $70 price tag, but it's like, I know the gaming community as a whole has no problem with forking over hundreds of dollars on skins. And you kind of see what I mean here. In response to this tweet, someone says, Tekken Mobile outfits were great. Bamco should totally port them over. Notice, port them over. Lil Majin says, indeed, it's crazy that we're in this situation where we really want to pay for extra content like this. In my mind, when I think of the word extra content, I think team battle, Tekken Force, new characters, balance update. That is what I think of when I hear the words extra content. I don't know, I guess it's just a difference there in opinions. The final thing that I'll read is then I'll move on, because I really don't want this to seem like an attack. It's just my opinions versus his. That's all it really is. There's plenty of people who make mods who would do this. I've seen a ton of them just do requests for free. Tekken 7 modding community is fantastic. Lil Majin says, indeed, the modders are amazing at what they create and pull. It will be nice if outfits could be a preset. Here's the thing. When you talk about Tekken 8 and the modding community and you talk about skins, it gets very ugly there because the modding community, I don't know what it is, but they really have been turning it up lately. I seen just a little while ago, Hypebuff Gigas created, I don't know how they're doing it, but they modded in Bruce, Goku, I believe Scorpion at one point, Liu Kang, Jun Kazama, Ogre. These modders are getting crazy. What was interesting too, when they modded in Jun Kazama, I don't know who it was that did it, but Michael Murray didn't like it on Twitter. He was saying, if this type of behavior keeps up, we're going to have to shut it down. We're going to have to pull the plug on mods. And I was thinking, you have Lil Majin here promoting the thought process of buying skins. And then also you have to get the modding community modding in more and more characters, not only from Tekken, but from other games. I really don't want this to happen, but in Tekken 8, I can definitely see them canceling out mods, especially if they decide to do what Lil Majin is saying. I was thinking about it. Before I started recording this video, I was thinking, if mods got destroyed in Tekken 8, what would channels like I'm OP and Hypebuff Gigas do? Modding is what their whole thing is based upon, and what Lil Majin is saying in his tweet can cripple both of their channels overnight, you know? The next thing that I want to talk about, this is about Guilty Gear Strive. They just added a new character, and if I'm being honest, I do like it. This character isn't a brand new character, it's a design from the past. It's a legacy character, but sort of changed and evolved to fit the new generation. In the past, Testament looks like this, but now Testament looks like this. And I guess the past design was kind of based on Marilyn Manson and just that sort of punk rock aesthetic. But this new one kind of fits the new generation, like I said. And yes, there's some people who are upset about, oh, Guilty Gear Strive is woke and Guilty Gear Strive is this and that. But what I thought about when I seen this New Testament design, one, I think is kind of cool. They said the character has no gender, no gender. But when they were talking about the character at the Japan Fighting Game Publishers Roundtable, they said he.
A lot of the time it'll show like a really attractive girl, really pretty face, cheeks, teats, turns around and holy cow, she's got a tail and what a boy, right? Wow.
Now there's a whole lot of jokes and a whole lot of things you can say about that, but what I thought about when I seen this and when I heard about this was Leo. When it comes to Leo, first off, Leo by far has one of the worst designs in Tekken. If you were to think about all of the Tekken characters' outfits, Leo is probably the worst for me. This design is hideous. And also, I think this character has a very low, well, not very low usage, but this character is kind of irrelevant. So there's two different things. One, this character will probably not be on the base roster. This character will probably be sold to us later in DLC. Now, what I was thinking, if they wanted to avoid kicking this character off the base roster, what I think they should do, they should go the Testament route for this character and make this character extra thick. Extra. And then that way, first off, it's like Guilty Gear Strive did it and everyone loves it. So Tekken might as well do it too. Also, this character Leo needs a redesign. So you're killing two birds with one stone. And also you have everyone who is in that waifu community, they would gravitate to this character. They would swarm this character like crazy. I think they really should do it for Leo. Leo, turn her into an extra thick waifu that everyone would love. Give her a redesign, and that way she can be something that people remember in Tekken 8. In Tekken 7, she's so forgettable. Even before Tekken 7, she's just been so forgettable, and I want them to do something to the character besides buffing this character and turn him into like Armor King. Armor King is the most popular he's ever been, and that is 100% because of the design. So they need to do the same thing with Leo and make this character just better. This design is horrible. I have to say it. And I'm not trying to upset the Leo mains, the three of you guys who are out there watching this video. I'm not trying to upset you guys. I'm just being honest. They need to do something with this character. I have two more things that I want to talk about. These things are a little bit briefer. One of them is just a funny comment. We all know Tekken Bloodline is coming soon, sometime this year. Everyone was surprised to see Leroy Smith in it. Some loved it, some was complaining. But what I think is the funniest thing ever was this comment. Responding to the trailer, someone says, seems pretty faithful to Tekken 3, except for Leroy being there. So I guess Jin will reach the top 8 of the King of the Iron Fist only to face 6 Leroys. I love this comment. I really do. Not only am I interested to see what Leroy Smith is going to do in there, in that story, in that time frame, but just how busted he is as a character really is. And something else too, I just thought of it. I seen some of the complaints. People were like, oh, they're only putting Leroy Smith in there because they want us to love this busted character and they want us to love how overpowered it. Basically, they were just talking about the bounty, right? I'll try to put the comment up just for more context, but some people, I get everyone hates on Leroy, right? That's what we do. It's cool to hate on Leroy. That's what we do. But not every decision they make is because of balance, because of DLC. Like I guarantee, if Leroy Smith's design wasn't as loved as it was, he wouldn't have been there. You probably would have had Martial Law or like Steve Fox or something there instead. The final thing that I want to talk about, this goes back to the Japan Fighting Game Roundtable Publishers event. A lot of people were mad that Harada showed up there and he didn't announce Tekken 8. I made 2 videos already trying to explain why that was, but I think this gives it a little bit more context. So I'll play the clip and then I'll talk about it after.
So he's blaming it on Capcom, I think. He's saying, you know, we want to say something at a certain time, but then other people have their own plans that conflict. So,
Sorry, he says this is all we have today there. Matsumoto-san
in the background
side,
there, he's trolling him.
So in the clip there, you saw Harada was putting blame on Capcom. Now that's for 2 reasons. One, it's kind of a joke. He was just doing that for fun. But also I think there is some validity in that. The first roundtable and the second roundtable was hosted by Bandai Namco. This third one was hosted by Sega, which means Sega was the one who wanted to do it. Now, I believe Harada showed up here because he was just being nice, right? Harada hosted the first 2 so he could talk about Kunimitsu and Lita. So I think it would have been mean, borderline rude for him to say, we don't have anything to show at Tekken, so no, we're not doing a third one, right? All of these other companies was super nice and showed up for your first one and your second one. And a lot of those companies didn't have anything. I think it was Capcom who showed up to the second one and they was like, we don't have anything. Basically what Harada said, they said that in the second one. So it's like really the moral of the story, the third one, he went to it even though he had nothing to say, but he did that because Sega wanted him to. It's kind of like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. They showed up to the first one and the second one because he asked them to. The least he can do is show up to the third one because they asked him to, right? So I just want to talk about that again, give a little bit more context to it. Also, going back to some of the topics that I talked about in this video, I'm really not trying to be argumentative or like talk down on anyone's opinions. Like, I view everyone's opinions as equal, right? And I just like to, one, play devil's advocate and also kind of just fight back against some of the things that other people are saying. I don't know, that's pretty much it. That's all I really have to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.